So for the next 2 days, we're going to be reading the story of Jesus being betrayed and leading all the way up to the cross. And today, you're going to be reading Luke chapter 22. And there's a lot of good stuff in there, but there's something in it that is just this small detail of setting that is actually so incredible and awesome and points to just God bringing about this whole thing in such a visual way that I don't want you to miss it. I want you to see it. So let's take a look. So Luke chapter 22 starts, and it says the feast of unleavened bread drew near, which is called Passover. Now it's easy to skip over that and to think, well, the idea of this chapter is going to be Jesus being betrayed and killed and all those big things that are about to come. And you're right, that's huge. But that detail there is sort of this amazing thing that God has been doing for thousands of years, working up until this point. The fact that Jesus dies during Passover is a really big deal. So Passover is this feast that the Israelites know well, and they celebrate it every year. It's a huge party because Passover goes back to Exodus chapter 12. They're in captivity in Egypt, and God had been doing these plagues to Pharaoh to show his strength, and so then his people could be freed. But it comes to this breaking point where God tells his people, he tells the Israelites to kill a lamb and to spread the blood of that lamb on the doorpost of their house. And that night, the angel of death would go through, and wherever he saw the blood, he would pass over. But wherever he did not see the blood, he would go in and kill the firstborn. And that's exactly what happens. And the Egyptians are mourning the loss of their firstborn, but the Israelites, they see the hand of God powerfully working on their behalf. And Pharaoh lets them go. And every year they celebrate the Passover that night when they saw the angel of death see the blood pass over them, which ultimately led to their freedom from Egypt. Think about how many thousands of years the Israelites have been celebrating Passover. Generation after generation after generation, they've been thinking about the blood of the lamb that was slain for them and the deliverance and freedom that meant for them from Egypt. And now we're in Luke 22. Another Passover has come, and God could have chosen any time of the year for Jesus to die. But he chooses to have it over the time of Passover, a time when Israel is already thinking about blood and deliverance and freedom. And now God is going to bring in different blood. It's not of a lamb, but it's of his son. And it's not deliverance from Egypt or Pharaoh. This deliverance that God brings about is from sin and from death. Gosh, I love that. The storyline of the Bible from all the way back in Exodus is climaxing to this point in Luke. And God brings back what was happening then to show the fulfillment of all of this waiting and expectation. And he does it during their feast when they're celebrating what God did before, pointing to this incredible plan and purpose that God had the entire time. It's awesome. That's one thing from Luke 22. There's so many other things. So just spend some time today. Read Luke 22. Sit with it. Imagine the story playing out and everything that's happening. Put yourself in that situation and just enjoy this. Tomorrow we're going to be back with another Day to Day. Won't be me. It'll be a special guest. So I hope you enjoy that. And until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.